Today, I'm going to be sharing my review of the movie Plus One at an Amish Wedding from the perspective of me, a naturopathic physician. Let's dive in. I am excited to share with you my thoughts on this awesome video film that my wife and I watched this last weekend. It is a 2022 TV movie starring Galadriel Steinman and Kevin Joy that we watched on Amazon Freevee. So it means you should be able to watch it as well through Freevee. It was an awesome film. Yes, it was a rom-com. Yes, my wife and I enjoy those. It was a unique approach to it, though. It's not your typical Hallmark movie, like so predictable of a plot. Yeah, you could see where it was kind of heading, but at the same time, you didn't know where it was going to go. So that's one thing I really liked. It was a fun movie, but it also had some really good, meaningful themes throughout it, namely reconciliation, forgiveness, family, things like that. Basic plot, I'm not going to give you spoilers. There are two doctors, April and Jesse. Jesse is a veterinary doctor. April is a medical doctor, an MD. They both work in respective hospitals in New York City. I always love a New York City movie because I lived in New York City. I get the New York City vibe, lingo, the streets, the skyscrapers. It's awesome. So first of all, one thing I love is that it was started in New York City. They meet up, they start dating, ultimately planning a trip, but that didn't work out because Jesse's brother was getting married and he wanted to go to see his brother's wedding and he wanted April to come too. Interestingly enough, Jesse grew up Amish in the Pennsylvania Dutch Amish community. And so he and April went out to visit his family. Now, something I learned from the video, I believe it's true, is that people that grow up in the Amish lifestyle, they can choose to leave it and pursue other careers or things in what they call the English lifestyle. And that's the term they used in the movie. Basically the non-Amish way of life. And it was really interesting to learn more about that. I had the opportunity to visit the Amish country in Pennsylvania. It was now almost 19 years ago this summer. Actually 19 years ago, like maybe right now, this week. And it was so much fun to be able to see literally horses and buggies driving down the road, to get the taste of the idea of what Amish cooking tastes like, which if you haven't been to Amish country, I highly recommend it. They've got amazing food. And so this movie was kind of a kind of semi-nostalgic in many ways because of that. Long story short, without giving many spoilers, April meets Jesse's family. There's some tensions with April and Jesse's mom for reasons that I'll let you discover in the film. And it showed several themes, two main themes of naturopathic medicine that I want to expound upon, highlight. The first one came actually before they even went on their trip. It was kind of came in and out throughout as well. But it's this idea of treating patients and not just trying to focus on the money, on the business side of medicine. So April is a physician at a hospital in New York City, and she's seeing patients. They show some clips of her interacting with these patients about heart disease, about one kid with his tonsils need to come out. And she just really liked talking with the patients and spending time with them and building that relationship, because she believes that if we can develop that relationship with patients, then they are really going to truly heal much better and much faster. So that's what she was going for. And she has this supervisor, Dr. Schneider. He was always like, you need to go see your next patient. Go see your next patient. Don't stop talking to the patients. Then they can go to receptionists to get their help that they need. He was always much more the books, and he was focused on meeting quotas, on meeting the expectations that really the insurance system and our healthcare system has imposed on hospitals, on healthcare generally. Now, I don't discredit any physician in that system who's focusing on keeping appointments short and for the sake of efficiency. I was trained to do that myself. However, my appointments just naturally are longer. At minimum, my initial appointment with the patient is 60 minutes. Usually it's 60 to 90 minutes. And that's my first appointment. So the subsequent appointments are usually shorter, but I like to spend time with patients. Now, I have a cash pay practice. I'm a practicing physician. I see patients. I do not accept insurance, so I'm not bound by what insurance tells me that I need to do. That I need to see a patient every 6, 7, 11, 16, whatever that number is, every 10, 15 minutes. I can spend that time with them. It makes my time more valuable, certainly, because I'm not able to get through as many patients in an hour. But at the same time, I'm able to do what April tried to do in that movie of developing relationships with patients. For me, that's what naturopathic medicine is all about. Oftentimes, when patients would come see me, when they do come see me, I feel like, honestly, the visit itself is therapeutic. Just simply having the chance to talk for a patient, for them to be able to talk about what's going on, what their needs are, what their concerns are, what their fears are, having someone third party to them and their family hear them, validate it, and provide feedback and input and thoughts and treatment suggestions and everything, that in and of itself can be therapeutic, not to mention all of the therapeutic treatments that are recommended after that. So that's really one of the big aspects of medicine that I love. That's what I say in a way drew me to naturopathic medicine, but makes me so passionate about it is the ability to spend time with patients. That physicians in a hospital setting, in an outpatient, in an insurance-based outpatient setting, don't get to do as well, just because of the system. They may want to, but it's not, in my perspective, really helping treat patients the way that they need to be treated. So that can be challenging. The other main theme from this that stood out to me was the difference in perspectives of Amish natural folk medicine and also the Western English medicine, as they called it in the film. Now, I'm in talking about the Amish people, I do so with great respect. I don't know many of them myself. I hope to be able to do that more in the future. I visited there, but that was 19 years ago when I was a little younger. So what I'm sharing is really based on my personal experience and what I've been able to read and from this movie. So if there's somebody who's watching who has more knowledge of the Amish community and wants to fill in the gaps, I totally welcome that. And I hope to share this with the great respect that I have for the Amish community. Jesse's mom, Mrs. Hardin, is a very devout Amish woman, matriarch in her family. Her husband passed away. She's raising this household. Most of her children are grown, or older teenagers to adult kind of range, and she's really reluctant toward Western medicine. And that was one of the things that drew some initial tension between her and April. She really preferred natural treatments, and she said in the movie that she used natural things as much as possible, even though she was having some severe, some growing concerns with her health.
To be honest, we Amish, we do not put much stock in English medicine.
Never seen a doctor in my life, and I've always been perfectly healthy.
There were some instances when April tried to step in and help with some acute things that came up, and it just didn't go very well. In digging more into this, it was interesting to find at least one scientific review article that was published, kind of summarizing a bunch of studies and a bunch of surveys that were done about the Amish community and their health practices. Now, it said that they really do use the Western, modern English medicine, but they also much prefer the natural, holistic, the folk medicine, the home remedies. It says that many surveys found that many Amish rely on spiritual practices, supplements, home and herbal remedies, massage, reflexology, things like that when needed. They might go to an allopathic, osteopathic provider, but really they prefer more of that naturopathic, chiropractic modality. So the integrative, the holistic, the natural approach, which I think is wonderful. And in this video, it shows how really there's not the Western modern allopathic medical system is not mutually exclusive with the natural home remedies. They can coexist. In many ways, that's what the movie is about, is the coexistence of this medical doctor from New York City integrating herself into this very Amish family and community. And they can coexist. I think that's one of the main themes of the movie, besides the romantic rom-com nature of it all. For me, that's how I approach it. There's a therapeutic order. I try to start at the bottom, those foundations of health. I use natural things when needed. But if we need to tap into pharmaceuticals, if we need surgery, I'll send patients that direction. I've done that. I write prescriptions often, not all the time, but often. And it's not uncommon for me and my colleagues, other naturopathic physicians, to do the same. So I really like that it shows the difference between the two, the different feelings between the two, but really that they can come together. Just like that family came together, those two, the different aspects, perspectives, philosophies of medicine can also come together. I think it's a beautiful thing. That's what I do every day in my practice. That's what I live for. I love it. I love taking time with patients, and I love integrating the best of both worlds, as I like to say, with the conventional, with the allopathic realm, but also the natural, holistic realm as well. It all exists, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing, and I've seen patients improve so much just by through that integration, through spending time with them. And that's what I love about this movie. +1 at an Amish wedding. It's a very delightful film. I highly recommend it. And that is all for now on this one, but stay tuned for more reviews about movies from a naturopathic perspective. Thanks so much for joining, and have a wonderful day.